Hey sexy souls, happy Friday morning. We're about to do a weekend ahead tarot reading. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. Weekend ahead definitely usually spans about 72 hours. I always include Friday in on that. And it's just to kind of see what might be happening, what kind of guidance there might be. We look for information we don't already know, or just little tidbits of information that can add to what we already know. I mean, obviously, we don't want to be too Captain Obvious with stuff, okay? If you want to stick around, see if there's a message for you, love it. If not, have a fabulous day. For those who do stick around, I'm just gonna give you a friendly reminder that you're the sovereign being over your life, which means you get to use your own discernment as to if, how, when, where, why any of the messages apply. So please do not Cinderella the ship to make it fit. My third eye is burning. I don't know what it means, but every time I keep trying to talk, so there might be some kind of connection between your throat chakra, because it's like the more I talk, the more my third eye was trying to burn. And it wasn't like a tension, it's like a burning in my forehead. Burning sensation. So I don't know what that's about, but we will dig in and try and find out, okay? We're going to start with the Messenger Oracle. Now, this may be one total cohesive message, or it might be hodgepodges for a bunch of different people. We shall see. Okay? Let's do, hey, heed your dreams. So they're showing me this snake that's wrapped around this, right? But from her crown, it's like her hair melds with the tree, like life grows from this. And the snake always represents life force for me as well. So I feel as this is what they're talking about. It's like bringing life to that which you have envisioned, that which gives you life. Does that make sense? Makes you feel alive. And rooting it into your reality. I just heard, well, what's your dream? We might explore that later. Do not fear the unknown. Yeah, I keep hearing, what's your dream? I feel like that's we might explore that. What is your dream? And then know you belong. Know you belong in the space where your dream will come to life. Know that there's enough space for you within that experience, within that area. Feels like do not fear the unknown is like, it just feels like not being able to plan everything, not being able to know strategically. Like, it's not a math problem, you know? 2 + 2 always equals 4 kind of thing. It's one of those situations where it's a lot more complex than that. And so this would be a situation where 2 + 2, you don't know if it equals 4 or not. There's predictability, there's potentiality, there's probability, and sometimes that can mean nothing, right? So it's a risk. But I also feel like it wants to say, even if you don't know how, and I'm going, oh, that's kind of difficult. How do you heed your dreams? How do you claim them, listen to them, and own them if you don't know what to do with them? What's the dream? Thank you, Spirit. I just not, okay. I thought it was my, I have like so much of this selenite everywhere. And I have some random sticks. And I was like, I thought I knocked one of those down. It was actually my allergy nose spray because, you know, allergies. It's that season. What is the dream? Unless it comes out all the way, but they wanted me to grab that one, so I did. I heard it loud and clear. 7 of Swords. I feel like, again, it's, whatever it is requires a lot of eyes on you, or a lot of eyes would be on you. Again, this could be like a fear of failure. Like, am I just being delusional? Am I deceiving myself that this could, you know? It's like, it's giving me the energy of, it feels like it's going to get worse before it gets better. Two of Wands. What if I make the wrong, what if I take the wrong action? What if what I choose to do to bring this into reality doesn't work? What if, again, it's the, what if 2 + 2 doesn't actually equal 4? Because 2 of Wands is making that choice and decision to act on something that you really, truly desire, something that inspires you, that you feel drawn to, that's a dream of yours, the Ace of Wands. Something that brings you alive, that you feel alive doing. You feel alive with it. 2 of Wands is a choice of how to act, how to move towards it, how to progress. Because the Wands are all about action. The doing. And you see him between the 2 options, and he's looking at this one. But you're afraid. What if I choose to take action towards this and it fails? What if it's all a lie? All these swords that are down. We've got a lot of swords pointing down. They're piercing this glass box, almost like glass house. They're giving me like glass house effect. Like, it's all too easy to fail. It's all too easy to break. Like, you don't want to break in front of all of these people. You don't want to utterly fail in front of all these people. You don't want to get your hopes up and claim or proclaim with such enthusiasm that something is yours, only for it to crumble right in front of everybody, for everybody to be a witness to it. At the center of this glass box is that rose, that proverbial rose in the 7 of Pentacles that actually sprouts up when you feel like you're failing because nothing has come through. And out of the most unfertile or unpromising environment or circumstance, this rose appears, right? It's like that rose that grows from concrete kind of situation. And the funny thing is that the snake is with that rose. That rose is that dream, that desire, that delicate, beautiful, I don't know why they're saying fragrant, like it's worth protecting. But can you really? Because you're really putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. because you are welcoming people to have opinions and say things and to take action to try and mitigate their saying, your ability to bring this into fruition. They know how precious this beautiful flower is to you, this dream that you have. And the fact that I said the snake is like, that's your life force. That's what makes you feel alive. It runs through you and allows you to feel connected to, like, it really brings you to life. And it's in this glass container with this rose. And look at how he's running from it. There's something about you really feeling truly yourself and really feeling connected to this world that is tied to this precious dream you have, this desire. Otherwise, you kind of just feel like you're going through the motions and you're going along to get along and you're happy enough and, oh yeah, I like that. But it's like, what makes this life precious is this delicate dream. And they're showing me that within this, there's the two swords, okay? Where it's like, because usually the swords, when they're laying flat like this, like think of the four swords, you know, especially in Rider-Waite, there's like 3 swords below and like a sword above kind of thing. That is laying dormant. Like this, and maybe in the past, that's where all these punctures and like the glass house kind of took hits and started failing. And it's like, you didn't have the capacity or the ability to protect this, because to own it and to go after it and to love it the way you do is very, very vulnerable. There's no real way to let this flower blossom and bloom and thrive and be, you know, in a concrete box. It just wouldn't. Well, we have several different spiders here, which spiders are about protection. They're giving me a shit ton off of this one picture. And it's like, there's just this, are you fooling yourself? Because look at how they are about to run away from this. How I don't know, it's questioning if you can trust this. Why is this? I just feel like something is, wow. Anyways. Maybe you just don't know if you have it in you to continue. Now, we've had this thing going on, and I know that this would be the unconventional. Individuals going after something that's unconventional. Whether it's unconventional because of your culture, because of the family that you come from, so everybody just kind of sees it as what, you know? Or, because, you know, there's some families are like, doctors, lawyers, police officers, like very like authority type of careers and roles that they play, and so somebody wants to, you know, they're trying to go and act like it's unconventional given your history, your upbringing, your environment, your circumstance. But there's something about this that your sense of being connected to this earth, being connected to this life, feeling alive and feeling inspired and like wanting to actively be involved and experience this life is tied up with that, because that snake's in there. And it's like, To abandon this is to abandon your sense of life force. Okay, now they're trying to show me something. Oh, what did they hit? Why am I don't even know what that is. It's not enough light. Shit. Sorry, I can't tell. Maybe another spider. I don't know. They're trying to bring me to this, but y'all, I'm blind, so. I just feel like because of the past, there's a sense of you may be lying to yourself. I think that's the question. Am I lying to myself? Because this hurts. Can I just tell you? You got a sword piercing it. It's like, this hurts to have this something so precious that you really love, and that you feel like your life force, your sense of desire to be here and be present and involved in this life, all wrapped up together, and it is being persecuted, it is being targeted, it is crumbling before your very eyes. Am I lying to myself? Right? Am I just lying to myself? So you may have history with that, right? Know you belong. Or will I be a target for this because of this? Like, maybe you feel like this really won't happen because of past experiences and the way that you've seen something, and it may feel too dangerous. Sometimes it feels safer to not feel connected, to not feel that life force pumping through us, to have a very restricted flow of energy so as not to bring attention to, and like all of those things can feel safer. So which one is it? Is it safer? Because, you know, some people wouldn't feel that it is safe to be so disconnected from this. And safety, that's subjective, guys, right? We're not talking about physical safety, even though at times, certain dreams, certain desires, that could be wrapped up into it, right? Especially if something about you or what you hold so dear and precious to you is wrapped up in something so unconventional that it makes you a target within society. It can happen. And so there's this should I or shouldn't I take action towards this? Let's see what this bad boy is. Queen of Wands. A very powerful, magnetic individual that is kind of like laying dormant right now, just like those swords. It is true, if you step into your energy, if this is who you really are, the Queen of Wands, she inevitably always has eyes on her. Without even attempting. Like, she draws the attention. She draws just her presence, her energy, her magnetism, the way that she operates. Like, she is alluring. People will be drawn to her. Things are drawn to her. It can make her a target. And so it feels like I'd rather just not. She's being put kind of like on the back burner. So heed your dreams. What is the dream? We have the Two of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. This is tearing you apart, honestly. It's doing you more disservice than good to not make a decision. There's the snake over here, snake, 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 and then the black pearl. And it's literally ripping you apart. You feel like, I would say, I think you intrinsically know that there's a decision to be had, because the sitting on the fence feels worse than anything. And I think that keeps you in a very low, dense energy place, and it's attracting difficult situations into your life. I think you're at a place where you recognize either being in the matrix or stepping outside of the matrix. Standing firmly in the box or stepping outside the box is much better than this standing in the doorway hemming and hawing. Because that seems to be the lack of decision, the lack of choice, and feeling torn. I feel as if that is what cripples you internally. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and I want to say that this is, whatever this is though, because it kind of feels like you acknowledge you have to hide an aspect of yourself and therefore forsake an aspect of yourself. Because something about this feels very intrinsic in your DNA. And this could be anything from this rose, this dream could be living your authentic self, which could mean like living openly as who you truly are. And not knowing what that could mean for the future, what that could bring your way, what kind of ire you may endure. But hiding this authentic aspect of yourself means that you walk through life half of who you really are and never feeling like you belong. That the only way to be able to belong is to cater or like, it's not cater, it's oh, what is the word? I hate it. I always think of these damn words afterwards. I mean, it's a bit like cater, but it's another term where you really, for just one person, you kind of like, you know, anyways, fuck the word. Okay. So let's move forward. And so, and again, there is a decision that allows you to feel like you belong in this world. Because these are like roots just setting up in the ground. There's this belief that attention is dangerous. Again, either because it's like I feel like you've already been through some shit. And it's like, there's this sense of, I don't know if I could serve, like even it's not my ego, it's my soul. My soul has experienced such pain at the world's reaction to my dream, to my fragile, precious, beautiful desire, to my authentic self, to the thing that allows me to feel alive and want to be present, that, how do I say it? I don't know if I could endure one more time. It's not being the laughingstock. It is the whole world getting to see me. And it's beyond failure. It feels like, because I just feel like I'm dying in front of people and people are just watching. It's like, it would be like they're giving me this image of somebody that's homeless. Like everybody getting to see the most vulnerable time of your life, the worst moment on a soul level. and it's just out there for everybody to witness, judge, comment on, because it feels like it's a moment that others would use to make themselves feel better. Well, at least I'm not that. Or oh, look at how ignorant that person was. Like, it would give them some sense of egoic superiority. So either you're worried that's what will happen, or, and that's the reason why you don't want the attention. That's why you don't want to be having all the eyes on you. You don't step fully into your magnetic self, or because you fear the retribution you will get when you become visible to people. The things that people are willing to do and that would make you a target. I feel like saying you are powerful enough. It is within you to do this. I want to know something else about, there's something more to the Queen of Pentacles. It's like, I can do it, but do I want to? I feel like the Devil goes between the Two of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, because it's the idea of freeing yourself. There's some element that you allow your, like you play an element in, you are a factor in. Because with the Devil, you can break from these chains at any time. And it's like, it's handing power over to this uncertainty, this unknown, and being fearful of it. But I feel like if you don't choose the thing that brings life to you, then you will loathe life to a degree. You will constantly feel like you've settled, like it's not fulfilling, as if it's half a life. And you're going through the motions and not actually living. So you have to give yourself permission to move forward, to heed your dreams, to be willing to go into the unknown, and for you to hold the understanding and knowing that you belong. It is a story of resiliency and owning that, standing in your power. And I think you question whether, I feel like at a soul level, your soul has pain associated with resiliency, standing in your power. Like, like this, I don't know if I could do it again. I don't know if I could go on. Because it cuts to, is such a core of who you are that I feel like it's beyond just a human egoic fear. This is a soul level cry. And I think that there may be past lives that are wrapped up in this, where this is a reoccurring theme in multiple lives, where it's on you that you could set yourself free from. But your soul is like, I don't think I want to risk it again. And it's funny because I know a lot of people think, oh, your soul, everything's all predetermined, right? Like, there are no coincidences, and your soul would know how things are going to go because connected to the etheric and connected to source, and so everything's all kind of like already happened and blah 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 blah. And it's kind of like there would be no free will if that was the case. You can't have fucking both, guys. If everything is all predetermined, then there is no you choosing whatever for you and being able to opt in or out of something. The notion of free will, and I always tell everybody free will is not exactly what people think it is. We have some of it, but not in totality. And to think that the universe or that spirit, your guides, the etheric source, whoever the fuck you want to call it, can't intervene at times without permission. And I purport the notion of duality. Like they can, as much as they can, sit out. Like they both exists at the same time. And so it's one of those things where it's kind of like this idea that we have free will, yes, but to what degree and in what capacity, sometimes not how our human describes it. And the human doesn't like the idea of the chaos of things not being predetermined, things not always being as like, oh, it's meant to happen. No, there's so many, if people have a free will and how they can go about things and the way in which they approach things and their perspective impacts things. I mean, let's put it this way. If everything happens like it's supposed to, and that there's some other version of you experiencing something somewhere else, then that means you don't get to choose any other version of the experience, because then you would be robbing the other version of you that gets to have. And how do you get to impose your free will on that other version of you that's in a parallel dimension, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things where it's kind of like, it's not negating that there are other existences, other dimensions, that there are not imprints of ourselves as we echo throughout, but it's not the same. It's not that it's already happened, and that's why it's like, I don't purport to those types of belief systems and colloquial sayings in the spiritual community, because some shit is just pure happenstance, purity ass coincidence, or fucking luck. Because at any moment we get to maneuver throughout how our timelines unfold, and every little decision that we make and all kinds of things. It's kind of like yeah, anyways, I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying that the divine exists within the chaos, not the fucking order. Order is something that the human aspect desires to make sense of the world that it exists in, to make sense of existence. So we do have the sun, and we have the alien, and we all know that I read the alien almost every time, because it is the answer is to own who you are. It is to own your desire. It is to own that fragile flower in the glass house that makes it an easy target, but that your life force is so intrinsically wrapped up in. That flower is key. The rose is key to your connection to this world, this existence, this experience. And so let's go ahead with the alien. And just as a friendly reminder, in a world where distance and remoteness enables and creates space for imaginary lives, snapshots of the good life, all glowing smiles, it can be easy to feel estranged, different, and not part of the gang. We simply don't belong. This alien, though, is here to lead you back home to yourself. The alien, the outsider, the rebel, the stranger, the one you have feared, yet also secretly desired, is here to remind you that you are perfect as you are, beneath the mask of cruel imperfection. He represents our own hidden or lost wonder and miraculous powers, the parts of you that have become alien to you. In the difficulties of life, the learning, the rules, the consequences of family, school, work, relationships, parts of ourselves must remain hidden, suppressed, and denied. Parts of the whole remain hidden and unknown. Alien signals your urge for freedom. Naked, untainted, there are no masks, there is no great cover-up. He catalyzes self-discovery and ignites the drive to question, challenge, and dissolve the walls that box us in. There's a remembering. Let's put him. There is a remembering, the semblance of something more astonishing, more beautiful, and utterly miraculous surfacing. The rekindling of dreams, new possibilities, new worlds. He invites you to weave your earthly wisdom. There we go. That's what it is. Your earthly wisdom into new forms and expressions that have never existed before. Outside the box, unconventional. He lifts you way above what you thought was possible, way beyond what you thought was you, lifting you out of your personality and its defenses and placing you back into yourself, whole and complete. The alien who carries spectacular visions and wonders must always seek a way home to the stars, the light from afar, being in this world but not a product of it, reminding you that you are always, no matter what, on a journey back home to the light. And the alien card is asking you to know your worth because you're perfect exactly how you are. Be free, seek answers, go deeper, and understand more of the universe. And most importantly, take the time to do something you've never done before. Step out from your hibernation, engage with others, and bring your ideas into the world. How does this play out for this weekend? And what exactly, which again, I haven't necessarily, we've kind of talked about the different types of dreams that's referenced in here, heeding your dreams of who you really are and who you're meant to be and how you're supposed to express yourself in this existence, and allow yourself to break free because you hold the key. With the Devil card, you're the one that releases yourself, that breaks yourself free, that drops the chains. And the chains and parameters that are around you right now are only there because you allow them to be there, because you accept them, because there's a level of comfort that allows you to feel like maybe I won't be a target. This shrinking back is a comfort to help prevent you from either experiencing the most vulnerable, utter disintegration of your dream right in front of others, or so that you're not a target as a result of your dream, your desire. And so that's the comfort that it's bringing you. That's why you feel very torn, like the Two of Swords. Funny enough, though, is that you say it's comfort to hide, but it is excruciating. It's ripping you in half. You're feeling divided. It's almost as if your human and your soul cannot merge as one. And so you're more of a target in this state. What can they do this weekend in regards to this? What do you want to highlight? So they want the Sacred Traveler Oracle. How can they take their first step towards heeding their dream, being willing to face the unknown and feel as if they belong, they're worthy, despite the fear that they have. Good God. So the first thing is to simplify your life, which is the idea of the devil, is letting go of those things, those expectations, the parameters, but also using the Queen of Pentacles. She takes very practical, down to earth steps. She does a really good job of addressing things based from the wisdom that she has ascertained. She's a well of wealth when it comes to wisdom and experience. So they want you to travel lightly. You need to, one, get rid of ideas and notions that don't serve you, that won't be helpful. Get rid of the weight that you bear of the fear. But also, I feel like there are certain things that you just need to simplify. If you want to go after this dream, if you want to be this person, your expectations, your desires, your goals need to be simple, attainable, understandable. Like don't overcomplicate this shit. Then you need to hold the course. Stay focused, dedicated, and continue to move forward towards it. Release control, because that adds to your fear, and it allows you to feel as if you need to just, you'll want to abandon this, because you'll project any of those fears onto your future then. Let spirit guide you. That doesn't mean that you abandon your wisdom. There's the owl. You know, wisdom is appropriately applied knowledge, right? When you, and that comes down to discernment. It's like, that's what true wisdom is. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So it means it's time to move forward, because so long as you stay in this energy, you are re-wounding yourself over and over again from the fear and the pain. You absorb and harbor the pain of sitting on this fence. It's time to give yourself permission. It's time to cross that bridge. It's time to make the decision and say, this is what I'm going to do. I feel like you have to admit it to yourself, and you have to declare it and claim it specifically to yourself before you can to the world. And then enjoy the ways in which this leads you. Finding the joy, all the little pleasures. It is about and heeding this. What it does is it awakens your heart. It connects you back to that life force that is so intrinsic, and it allows you to experience and not just go through the motions. That's what allows you to savor your life. So what would you say? I think the first step this weekend is to claim it, to acknowledge it, to say it to yourself, and to be willing to stick with it. The other is, how do I eliminate anything that would complicate me moving forward on this path? And that's going to be both in the emotional, untangible and tangible ways. And don't force anything. Okay, so now we're going to use the Kipper deck, because I feel like there might be some tangible things that can happen that they might want to talk about this weekend, and then we will wrap it up. Weekend ahead, Spirit. There may be some very practical decisions that you have to make and choices. And it may require a bit of concerted effort to show yourself some love, to show your dreams some love. Clarify the first two cards, please. You are going to be doing things like toil and labor can be the things that you know you just have to do. Like there are some things that you're going to have to take care of that you may feel like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, and it's kind of like, or it's like the day-to-day, the tedious, the monotonous, like the everyday tasks, right? There's something about that. Well, imprisonment. I feel like, okay, so there's definitely some kind of freeing yourself from some kind of obligation. There may be either some legitimate contracts that you need to release that are kind of keeping you stuck. But again, with the Devil card, there's some that you have almost committed yourself to because of your fears, and you need to release those. Something that comes to mind is going to be like feeling obligated to somebody, like, well, I told so-and-so, like I told my father that I would always be here to help out since my siblings left. Oh God, I just realized that was my situation. Yes. Like you feel obligated to something, committed to something, and limited by that very same commitment. So there's something you've committed yourself to. It could be a person, a situation, circumstance, an ideology, but that thing is the thing that's keeping you stuck, right? And we did already discuss the fears and stuff, but I want to say, I feel like this is a sidebar situation also that kind of mimics the fears, where it's like, that is the reason, that is the belief, that is the commitment that you hold within that keeps you stuck. You've committed yourself to something that keeps you stuck, and that needs to be addressed. It's the idea and notion that you stick with certain things out of obligation versus out of love. And those are things that you need to address. Some sense of obligation to others, to situations rather than yourself. Like you're doing things you don't want to have to do. You're agreeing to things. You're limiting yourself in ways that you really don't want to because of some kind of, again, this could be just like a mental commitment or a verbal commitment. And again, they did say you need to verbalize first to yourself that you're willing to choose this dream, and then you'll be able to do it to others. So there's some coming together about that, like reconciling that within yourself. Okay. I want to put this up because I see something right here where it's like this. I feel like these are flanking this wish, this desire. Because the distant horizons one is like the airy fairy wish, desire. It's the rose that we've been talking about, right? Because this ship is floating in the sky. And there's something that anchors it. There's something that prevents this ship from taking off. From something that's very etheric, like imagination, like a dream. A dream. Becoming a reality. Being anchored in, right? Something keeps you stuck from this dream taking off. This may be individuals. This could be family members, children, financial obligations. That's where I see it, these surrounding that. So let me find out. Wealthy man, sudden wealth. Could you please? Courthouse adjudication. This could be, well, for this, if we're looking at this, it could be like court orders. It could be, again, these are contracts. Things that you feel are obligated. If we have money here, like, okay, so I'm just thinking like, and you have to use your worldly wisdom, right? But like, if we're looking at money, like freeing yourself up monetarily, courthouse adjudication could be like allowing yourself to file for bankruptcy, like allowing yourself to, because somehow within your own mind, like you've committed yourself, like, no, that's bad. I have to do it like this. And it's keeping you stuck, right? Like, so something as simple as that. Or it could mean I have a particular court order or like, parenting schedule or child support. Like maybe it's like, maybe you don't want to take somebody to court for child support because, well, I've convinced myself and committed myself to saying, you know what, as long as they stay gone, I'm not going to, it's better that they're gone and not involved in the child's life than it is that they do, because it's just gonna, like, you convinced yourself taking somebody for child support would somehow open up a can of worms, so to speak, that you don't want to have to deal with, and you've already projected that out into the future. But not having that financial support and backing is also causing problems with you going after your dreams. It's putting undue pressure on yourself. Or maybe there are family members or exes that you're like, I'm not going to follow my dream because they'll try to pull some shit in court then. Maybe there's something that you want to do, and it's like, if you do remotely well, if you just, because again, we were getting like these ideas of it'll make me a target somehow, like if people are, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like there is a fear wrapped up in some of the, and I think these are examples of how a fear can be what keeps you stuck and wrapped up in these very practical day-to-day, and it's kind of like making you stay committed to things that you don't love rather than choosing something that you do love. So those are the things that you need to think about and focus on this weekend and make a decision about. And these are factors that may prevent you from taking that action. The Two of Wands. Anything else you want to... Unexpected income. Okay. Oh. See? That's it. That's you look. Whatever you associate your dream, like, You don't know what to expect. That's what the unexpected is. That's why we had this being okay with the unknown. I think this dream definitely has, for many, wrapped up into some type of career, self-employment, something that would consume a lot of your time, right? And that you could get a lot of recognition for. And you have expectations wrapped up in what that will mean. And that's what's causing difficulties for you. Sorry, it's not melting evenly. I heard the flame pop. You may have some very intimate individuals that if you pursue something, you become a target for. You may have people present in your life that don't want to see you doing well. It's not that right now they try to do anything, but as long as they're doing better than you, as long as X, Y, and Z, you're fine. You're not a target. But also, these individuals would love to see you fail. Remember I said it's like it gives them some kind of egoic satisfaction, sense of superiority. It's almost like as long as you play small, you think that you are safe, and you expect, your expectation around some of this is, I'm going to end up paying for it one way or the other. And they want you to get rid of that belief. You are so sure that it won't go your way, even if somebody were to try and make you the target of something. And it's like your soul is so afraid of having to be resilient one more time. Like, I don't want to have to endure this one more time. You getting any kind of praise, reward, acknowledgement, improvement in your life would have somebody showing your true color. Oh, fuck yes. They would try to stomp that out real quick. And that leaves you in despair. Can I just remind you that Alien talks to you about finding new ways to express that, though. And so maybe you have sequestered yourself to taking action in only one particular way towards a dream that you have. But remember, the Two of Wands has two different wands. There's a choice in how you can take action towards something. And so maybe it's considering and pondering that there's another way to go after this. This keeps coming out. This is where fear of success comes from. This is where the notion that fear of success can happen, because I don't know, I feel like, I also want to say, I feel like there's some kind of acknowledgement this weekend that's going to happen. Because we did ask about, yeah, you may get some kind of sudden success. What does this have to do with this weekend? bottom we have occupation. Outside of that whole situation, you may actually get some kind of tangible recognition this weekend that comes in. Some form of sudden elevation or acknowledgement, or some sudden attention. That brings you into, like, this is about making, this is connecting with somebody. Courtship is networking, business meetings. This is, could be anything from love to work to just new connections, new like socializing, things like that. Oh, Thief is also about not missing the opportunity. For somebody, you need to keep working to make these connections, this networking. You may be able to make some type of connections within your normal day-to-day activities, within the things that you would normally do. Remember, at the beginning I said sometimes with the weekend, like, we don't want to focus on the things that we already know are going to happen, that are already planned out and blah, 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 because we get that. There may be something tied up to being able to get some kind of acknowledgement or improvement money-wise by getting out this weekend. But I honestly want to say, there's still this fear of getting attention. Someone seeing you. So maybe you hide away at home a lot because of this fear, because of this fear of success, this fear of change, because you are so intrinsically programmed right now, or choosing to kind of like hide back so that you don't draw attention to yourself because of whatever the circumstances where people would want to make you a target, that you keep missing out on opportunities to change your situation. And you deserve to have happiness. You deserve to have success. You need to be okay with the unknown. It's time to cross that bridge. And even if it feels uncomfortable, to start, it's time to start. So this weekend you need to come to terms with and talk to yourself and make that choice. You need to quit sitting on the fence. You have to free yourself. You have to take the initiative to cross, get rid of anything that you do, whether it's a belief or even things tangibly, like simplify your whole life, your circumstance. Move forward, surrender to how things unfold, and stop missing out on opportunities. I'm going to have to leave it there because we could literally talk about this a million for forever. And this has been a long ass read. So I hope you have a fantastic, wonderful weekend. I will see you all soon. Have a great day.